So, second video will start a Coulomb's law. Okay, what is a Coulomb's law? Here it explains a force called electrostatic force. This is the force, okay, which is acting on each charge due to other charge. We'll discuss with respect to one diagram. Consider this is Q1, this is Q2. These two are placed here as they remains always rest. They are separated by a distance d. Q1 and Q2 are two charges separated by a distance. Now, the electrostatic force between these two charges, we can write electrostatic force between these two charges is along the line joining between them. It means along the line joining between them, directly proportional to magnitude of the charges, and Fe, it is inversely proportional to distance between them. Now we can write Fe equals to Q1 Q2 divided by d square into a new term called K. K is a proportional constant. I can write K equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, which is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9. K, assign it Newton into meter square divided by Coulomb square. So this is the force equation. K constant. This is only for air. What exactly this means? Now, here epsilon equals to epsilon naught into epsilon r, or epsilon equals to epsilon naught into capital K. Let's say it is a small k, capital K. Don't get confused. It is a constant, proportional constant. And here we'll see what is the meaning of this. Epsilon equals to permittivity of medium. Epsilon naught equals to permittivity of free space. Epsilon r equals to dielectric constant. It is what? Dielectric constant. For air, we can write here capital K and epsilon naught. Epsilon r equals to dielectric constant. For air, its value equals to 1. So we'll use to write like this for air. Now, what is the difference between what about the magnitude of force when it is placed in air medium and medium of dielectric constant K? We'll see this. I can write this as Fe when in air and in medium of dielectric constant K. Fe equals to Q1 Q2. Let's see the same arrangement when it is placed in air. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught small k divided by distance d square. When it is placed in dielectric constant, let's say Fe dash equals to. Now here K, this constant small k, I cannot write directly 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Okay. Remember, small k equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. Okay. Epsilon naught into k or epsilon r. Both are same. Now, this is not equals to 1 when it is in a medium. So, I can write this as, okay, replace this here. Fe equals to small k, q1, q2 divided by this small k dash I can write as 1 small k divided by capital K. Why? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught equals to small k. Substitute that. Then we left with the capital K. Okay. Next, T square. Then we can come to one conclusion, that is electrostatic force Fe dash equals to Fe divided by K. Meaning, whenever we place these charges in a medium, then the force acting between these two will get decreases by dielectric constant times. Okay, 1 by Fe by K. We'll see the properties of this electrostatic force. Okay, Fe means electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Now, this is what it obeys Newton's third law. It obeys Newton's third law. In what way we'll see this? Q1 here. Assuming this is a straight line, distance is d. Now, see, Q1 and Q2 both are positive charges. If these two are positive charge, the electrostatic force exerted by the charge 1 on charge 2. It means the force of this on this. It depends on the types of charges. Always like charges, positive, positive, repel each other. In what way? The force by this charge 1 will try to move away this charge Q2, repelling. It tries to move away. It means this is the direction of force acting by this Q1 on Q2. Similarly, okay, the force acting by this Q2 on this Q1 equals to F2. Now, according to electrostatic, okay, Coulomb's law, I can write a magnitude of F1 is equal to F2, which is equal to Q1 Q2 K divided by D square. Now, don't get confused here. According to Newton's third law, this is the action and I can tell this is the reaction. It means F1 is the same as magnitude of F2 but acting in the opposite direction. Okay. See, F1 is equal to minus of F2. Both are in same magnitude but in the opposite direction. First law. It obeys Newton's third law. Next, properties. Let's consider a triangle. If this is a triangle, three positive charges Q and Q and Q are placed here. I can write this as 1, I can write this as 2, I can name this as 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, we are trying to find the forces acting on charge 1, okay, due to charge 3 and charge 2. I can write here, consider this is equilateral triangle, okay, sides of same magnitude. Now, the force will act, first thing, the force will act, line of action is always straight line. So the force acting on 1 by 3, okay, it is like charges repel to F3. Similarly, by this second charge, it is F2. Now, F2 is not affected by F3. What is the meaning of this? The electrostatic force between any two charges Q1 and Q2 is not affected by the third charge. It means F2 is not affected by F3. Whatever the charges, how many number of charges can present, but they won't affect any interaction between these two charges. Here I can tell this third charge is not affecting the interaction between charge 1 and charge 2. Clear? Okay, done. It means Q2 is not affected by presence of Q3. Now, once it is completed, okay, once it is done, next, what is the one more thing? Suppose force on charge Q at 1, okay, F1 equals to, it is the vector sum of the forces acting on it. Vector sum of forces. Vector sum of forces. How? So we know all these forces are having directions. Okay, it means vector quantities. We know how to. If you find the angle between, it is equilateral triangle. If this is 60, it should be also 60. The force between, okay, the angle between F2 and F3 is 60 degrees. So we can apply the law of parallelogram. Find the value of F1 and F3. Okay. So then here I can write F1 is equal to F2 equals to F3. Charges are having same magnitude, Q into Q, small k, divided by distance between them, d square. Okay. Here it indicates the magnitude of charge F2 and F3. We know this. Then F1, the net force acting on 1 is equal to vector sum of these two. Apply law of parallelogram. Angle between them is 60 degrees. Done. Okay. So all these are the properties of electrostatic force.